Now, it goes on with another questionnaire. I understand the meaning of all the statements. It gives you a questionnaire about the questionnaire. It's kind of dumb. Next question. I accurately responded to all the statements. What are we in court here? You know, it's not the CIA we're applying for. It's auto parts job. High school kids. I didn't mind responding to any of the statements. What had to do with work, none of them had anything to do with work. There was like 3 questions that had to do with work. I found it easy to use the mouse and our keyboard to respond to the statements. Now, I know a lot of old people that don't know how to use computers, and there's some people who are disabled who can't use their hands. That question's irrelevant, is a moot point. It's stupid. Are there any additional factors that may have affected your results? Some questions did not apply. That's what I wrote in there. I don't go fishing. Candidate profile. I would like to complete the candidate profile now. Alright, here's a disclaimer. Let's read it. This might take a while. AutoZone makes every reasonable effort to accommodate individual preferences when possible. However, business needs and customer demands at times make the following conditions mandatory: overtime, shift work, and rotating schedule or work schedule other than Monday through Friday. I understand these conditions, and if employed, I agree to accept them as conditions of my continuing employment. I hereby agree that and understand that as a condition of employment or continued employment, I may be required by the company to submit to a physical examination, drug testing or other tests, a search or examination of myself or personal property while on the company's premise or while conducting business elsewhere, as such is not prohibited by law. If employed, I agree to abide by the directives, rules, and regulations of AutoZone, both present and future. I understand that the employment is for no definite period of time and may be terminated at will by me or by AutoZone, with or without cause or notice at any time. I further understand that no representative of the company has the authority to enter into any employment agreement contrary to the foregoing. I certify that my application for employment is true and complete, and I understand that if employed, false or omitted statements on this application or any other company documents will subject me to immediate dismissal. I understand that an investigative consumer report involving information concerning my character, employment history, general reputation, police record, and personal habits may be obtained prior to any offer of employment. Upon timely written request to AutoZone's Human Resource Department, the name and address of the reporting agency will be disclosed to me. It is understood that the completion of this application does not mean a job opening exists and in no way obligates AutoZone to employ me. I further authorize that all contacted persons and former employers to provide information concerning this application, my background, and suitability for employment, and I release such persons and former employers from liability for providing such information. FCRA disclosure. As a part of this profile, you are asked to acknowledge your understanding of the Fair Credit Reporting Act and following government form. Please read this statement carefully and register your acknowledgement below. This is to inform you that as part of our procedure for processing your employment application, we may obtain a consumer report and or investigative consumer report which includes information as to your character, general reputation, personal characteristics, and mode of living. If an investigative report is requested, you have the right to make a written request with a reasonable period of time for a complete and accurate disclosure of additional information concerning the nature and scope of the investigation. By agreeing below, you acknowledge receipt of a copy of the foregoing notice. Really, all that personal stuff is none of your business. Verification statement. Consumer Report, Investigative Consumer Report. Disclosure and release of information authorization. I authorize AutoZone and Edge Information Management, a consumer reporting agency, to retrieve information from all personnel, educational institutions, government agencies, military branches, companies, corporations, credit reporting agencies, Department of Motor Vehicles, law enforcement agencies at the federal, state, or county level, relating to my past activities, to supply any and all information concerning my background, and release the same from any liability resulting in providing such information. The information received may include, but is not limited to, academic, residential, achievement, job performance, attendance, litigation, personal history, credit reports, driving history, and criminal history records. I understand that a consumer report may be prepared summarizing this information. If my prior employers and/or references are contacted, the report may include information obtained through personal interviews regarding my character, general reputation, personal characteristics, and/or mode of living. I may request a copy of any report that is prepared regarding me, and may also request the nature and substance of all information about me contained in the files of the Consumer Reporting Agency. I understand that proper identification will be required, and that I should direct my request to Edge Information Management, blah blah blah, Melbourne, Florida. I understand that my consent for AutoZone Incorporation and the Consumer Reporting Agency to conduct a background investigation is a condition of my employment candidacy or promotion candidacy. I hereby certify that all the statements and the answers set forth on this application form and/or my resume are true and complete to the best of my knowledge, and I understand that if subsequent to the employer and such statements and/or answers are found false, or that information has been omitted, such false statements or omissions will be just cause for the termination of my employment. Further, I understand that by requesting this information, no promise of employment is being made. Disclosure: obtaining a consumer report pursuant to blah blah blah. As a part of his employment to application process, AutoZone may obtain a consumer report for employment purposes. The inquiry may include, but is not limited to, conviction records, motor vehicle records, credit, education references, employment, reasons for termination, and copies of prior personnel files. The Fair Credit Reporting Act requires that all prospective employee is proved with a clear and conspicuous disclosure in writing that a consumer report may be obtained for employment purposes. The disclosure document used may only consist of such disclosure. Interesting, huh? Alright, at the end of it is more stuff. We appreciate you taking a few minutes to complete our survey. To complete the company survey, please click the button below. It doesn't give you any other choice. You have to close the window otherwise. Alright, here's the survey screenshot. I feel positive about the online application process as a whole. It was easy to access the online application system for the job I am seeking. It was easy to follow the instructions for the online application. It was easy to understand the instructions for the online application. Is that improper grammar? The length of time I spent completing on the online application was appropriate for the job I am seeking. Whatever. And then it goes to ask you for your comments. If desired, please make any comments regarding your satisfaction and or suggestions to help us improve the hiring process. Yeah, get rid of this dumb survey. After this is when I put my job experience in, and my education, and my credentials. Sometimes you don't even get this far. They don't care about you. They don't know anything about you.